Hello and welcome to my channel. This is Darcy and this is my misadventures with Mixed Media. And today, apparently, we're working on the sewing machine and don't have much good light, and the boys are being nice and loud downstairs. But at least my husband went in the bedroom, so you don't have to hear every few seconds. Well, unless Joel's gets loud because he has allergies. My husband says just have it. Alright, so I really should probably test because sometimes this doesn't go in right. I mean, sometimes, you know how we are. Sometimes. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to do 3 and 3, I think. Let's see. What if I do... I don't know what I want to do. I can't remember which does which. Alright, I'm going to do... I want my stitches further apart, basically. So I'm going to do, let's see, maybe 4 and 2.5. Yeah, that'll work. I mean, the other one would have worked too, but... Alright, so I'm going to do where I do zigzag, I'm going to do 4 and 2.5. My bobbin's almost out too, so we may have to pause for that. But we're at least getting in the right direction, so... I just used a little bit of glue stick on this, just to hold it in place, and then I'm going to make sure that's the only thing there right now. Actually here, I'm probably going to want to do a single stitch, you know, now that I just went through that. 4 and 2.5, I'm going to write that down somewhere. 4 and 2.5 for the zigzag, and then for the straight, which I could try to save time just by putting number 1 and number 4. I'm not having a good time right now. Not because of you guys. Nothing about you. Alright, I just want that all the way to the right, so that's at 7. And then I think I do 3.5. I just don't want it to be so... I'm using pink thread. And this one's holding on a page, so I am going to go ahead and do that. Whoops, I'm going to do it. Oh, not straight too, apparently. Doing the back stitch, that's what I was trying to say, so that it holds on. So that it has, yeah, because there will be stress on those pages. I can see at least I could see my bobbin. So I've just done just a straight stitch there. And I think this is kind of decorative right there, fun. And if I feel like I need to, I can stitch on this side too, but I think it'll be alright. If it starts to come loose, I'll just add some, I just have glue stick on there now, so I'll just add some stronger glue. And I'm not all the way to the edge, so I don't get in the way of the spine. I am going to sew her down. And I think I'll also use the straight stitch on her. She's just going to be a pocket. So, and you can hear my boys downstairs. I already said that, right? Oh man, I saw a lady with a, okay, go back one. I keep the needle down when I turn it, so I'm gonna go backwards one. But when you change your stitch, do not keep your needle down. That's important. Very important, because you'll break your needle. So I'll cut those off too. So now I have a little spot. I mean, they could stick her little, you know, whatever in there for sonograms or perhaps, you know, her feet or something. And then they could put a picture up here or write something up here, put a picture here, and then there's a pocket back here, And then I want to extend, I want to extend this page. I had something I wanted, there it is. I want to put this here so that it could be for a picture. You can put a picture there. I was just trying to figure out if I want the flowers on the bottom like that, or if I want them on the top like that. You see, I did some stenciling and some stamping. I might decide to outline the baby more, but it might be fine like that. All right, let's see. I don't know exactly what I want to do for anything. So I think right now I'm just going to go do an L right here to sew this on. So a picture can be attached, and then I'll decide what I want. I just don't want a lot of stitching on. Oh, let's not cover the baby. That was not the plan. Get it centered where I actually want it to be would be good. Probably can't turn it this way, can I? Yep, I can. It's not easy, but I can. Okay. So now we have a little mat for a baby picture. And once I add a page on here, they can use that for a little pocket if they want to. I'm also going to have a little envelope that, oh, this envelope. I just need to, it's going to paper clip on here so they can put like the baby bracelet or whatever little things that, or, you know, I might have to redo it. Or no, I'll just put something there. I'll pretty it up. Something must have poked it. All right, so. See, I needed to figure out what I wanted to put on this side to extend this page. That's not really very tall, is it? What about, whoops, don't mind me. Yeah, it's too bright yellow. What else do we have? I had thought about this picture, but I don't like it with that paper. And then there's this. What I could do in the, I don't know how I feel about that. I mean, the flowers are pretty, but they don't really go with that. Alright, I might have to go away for a minute and then come back until I figure it out. It's just, why does it have to be so complicated? Right? Whatever I use kind of needs to coordinate with this side and this side, and it actually might be these stars. And the reason I say that is because I'm going to fold it in half. Oh, you'll see it. Let me pause for a second. Pause, not stop. Okay, so I'm just going to put a little line there so I know where to cut. And then, oh look, there's graph lines on the back. I like that. That actually makes it so I wouldn't have to, because then they could write about something here, like with the lines, or the other way. I'll fold it. Fold it, fold it, fold it. How far do I need to fold it? That's the question. You have enough? You know me. I don't know. There's my line. Okay. So I'm gonna, there. That's where I'm gonna fold it and hope that we have enough. Fold it that way and then fold it that way. I'm gonna go trim it. Well, of course I cut it in the wrong place, because if you look on the edge, there's like these little stars that poke in that look like lines. So I totally missed that line right there. That's okay. I will make that one go under here, because I did not leave myself any room to sew around that. So we're just gonna sew right down that and hope for the best. And that will make it a little pocket though. How do I make sure this is gonna stay? It would be funny if she comes at night. If she arrives, oh, maybe all my paper clips are in another room, somewhat. All my paper clips are elsewhere. Alright. I just want a little piece of glue to just make it stay for a minute. I just need it to stay for a minute. Also, I want to glue the inside because I want it to be like one piece of paper. I don't want it to be... Oh my goodness. The glue hasn't been on this for like 15 minutes, and so now it hates me. That's all there is to it. So I'm hoping that this video will help people to figure out how to put signatures into a big book. You know what I mean? Because that's what I just realized. If I had done it so it opened, you'd have like a secret journaling spot. Next time. Next time we'll do that. Alright, are we straight? I think we're straight. Are we up and down? Pretty even? Pretty, not perfect, but we're good. And then, when I go down here, oh, okay, I think I might have just enough. We'll see. Oh, look, it already came off. Nice. Okay. This is why I don't like which side am I on. I want the side with the mark, which is this side, to be the part glued down. Who knows what'll end up happening to this page, because now it's sewn all over. I don't know. I don't know what I'm gonna do. Okay, well, I got a little crooked down here, but look, now we have like pages all lined up. Except that's supposed to go back there. Because this goes on the front here, and this is part of the signature. So, I know some people like the strings, but it'd be a strangling hazard for a baby, right? And if they come off, a choking hazard? I don't know. Also, they have cats. Let's just not give them any reason to be attacking this. How are we doing on our bobbin? I think do one more thing before my bobbin totally... or a couple small things. So now we can put a picture here and stick something in there. And I've extended the page to a full page, and since this has dream and that, I thought the stars were good, and this is similar to this blue that's in here. What's our next page? That's a good question, Darcy. What is our next page? Well, it's not the same one that was there originally. Alright, this is our next page, which is already full size, maybe even a little bit on the big side. I might even have to trim that down at some point, unless I refold it. Oh, I think I was thinking about trimming that off. Anyway, so I'm going to do that. I'm going to take off about 1/2 inch. I think that's about how much and I haven't done it. I started doing some stamping and whatnot in here, which you may see as we go along. I'm going to leave that because if it fits, I kind of like that little layered look right there. So, alright, and then what was going on the back of here? I don't know if I have anything for the back of here. I think I'll have to wait and... Ooh. I think this would be nice. because that will be a neutral color for there, and then on the other side is places to write. So I only have to put the one. Yay! And could even make it a pocket. I don't know. Do I want to make this a pocket? What's on the other side here? I think I'll make it, I'll just kind of come halfway here, and so write the I in nice right there. 1, 2, yeah, that should work. This is too tall. I needed to cut it the other way first. Too bad, so sad. Alright, height wise, I need to go this way because the top has the top bit. I don't know if you know what I mean. Right in the middle of this P. See, we're super precise here on this channel. Actually, if you are super precise, you are in the wrong place. Sorry to say. Alright, and I don't want to put the words on this side because you already have polka dots, and I mean, it wouldn't look bad, but there's just a lot going on that side, so. Alright, let's see. Do we have enough pink? Now, I'm just going to keep the, keep it pink. Keep it pink going through with all the pink. Nope, I need to be able to see this on this side. Alright. If I go long, that's okay. I can always, I just want to be straight. That's the thing. I want it to be straight. Oh, this one's long enough I can use a paper clip. Yay! I mean, I've overlapped it enough I can use a paper clip. So, I'm gonna aim for that. Try for that. Think about how the whole point of the words was to have some lines. Let's have the long lines. We'll just come on a little bit more. And then cut off what we need to cut off. That's what we'll do. And that gives me a line here. So, yeah, that's good. I'll figure this out eventually. And now I don't have the space I had before. So, check out that, whatever it's called, just to be on the safe side. Am I even recording? Oh, sadly I am. I moved my sewing machine back, and so things are not going quite as smoothly as it quite. I've lost space. That's what I'm trying to say. There is no space back there. Wow, I think you can still do a little bit more. All right, so I will cut this off. About, I don't want to cut it off that much. What if no, because then it's still going to come in. I mean, different size pages is fine. We don't have to have them all perfect. I just want to have 1 or 2 in each signature go all the way. Let's go all the way. All right, it's right here. So, right around the L, I think, is where I'm going to do it. I feel like I could trim this off, but that would be dangerous, wouldn't it? Alright. Yeah, we'll do it this way. And if I knew I was going to fold it in, I wouldn't have had to cut it off. Or did I not? I mean, I could have left it longer. I think, though, on this side, I know I left it for the lines, but I'm thinking of making this a little pocket right here. And then just putting lace on it to cover that very crooked line. Wow, how is that so crooked? It doesn't seem that far off. Maybe it's a little more. We're just going to pretend that it's not as crooked as... Wow. Either, yeah, because the paper's... Something's crooked here. But that paper is fairly straight. Well, maybe this paper was crooked. Maybe that was the problem. Maybe it was the pink paper. Oh, look, I went all the way through there with the line. Oh, my goodness. Well, anyway, it'll fit now. Alright, I have some papers that should get in between there, right? This page is supposed to go like this anyway. Okay, so that, and then that, and then I think we're going to let this, okay, while we are going to let this page be shorter, I did want to attach this. And I think I have a little bit of space over here. I can make it a flip out just to give her a place, an extra place for secret journaling spot, sort of. So, let me go ahead and put a little glue on there. And this was Victoria Designs, I think, this journal paper. Right, that looks straight. Fingers crossed. That it is. Yeah, I decided to go ahead and sew in this stuff first so that I could... I think I have enough. And I think I'll do a zigzag this time. It should be 4 and 2.5. Okay, yeah, I was starting to like do some stenciling and stuff. And I was like, oh, I don't know where stuff is going to be. So, I don't know. Or some matting for frames, for pictures. But I want her to be able to put them where she wants too. So, I don't know. Guess what I forgot to do? Move forward. Because it's easier when you have room behind your machine. Well, that was weird at the end, but okay. So, even the smallest one can change the world. So, that goes there. Where were we? Alright, you're going to have to move back again, sewing machine. Alright, so we have our front, and then another page. It's very... unusual. It's a very unusual baby book so far, as I can surely attest to. Alright, I know I have to cut this down. Quite a bit, actually. I need to cut it down to about... Okay, I'm just losing some words at the bottom, mostly. And we'll lose some stuff up there. That's another way to have pages big enough is... I may do some washi tape in here just to strengthen that. I should do some washi tape to strengthen that. Or, I could also do, because her father did used to do drywall. We have some drywall stuff here I could use. Anybody know where I put my marks? Okay. Here's this mark. Good thing we're not cutting off dirt. Not cutting off too much of anything anywhere, really. Just a little here and there, but we're keeping the bee and we're keeping the baby. Then what was I thinking about doing? Adding a little bit of the... Oh my goodness, where's the end? Adding some of this. Well, if I just do it on the inside, everything still shows through, right? Got quiet when my ice machine turned off. I mean, there's still other noise in the house, as you can hear. I don't know if my sister-in-law will know what this is or not and recognize it as being something her father used to use. But polka dots, we like polka dots. And it will help keep that from, I don't know if, yeah, I think I'm going to have to glue it. So when I find my other glue, my, what is it called? Do you remember what it's called? Art glitter glue. When I find my art glitter glue, I do have this too. Figure something to do with it. No, my sister-in-law loves ducks, so I was thinking about making sure she got in there somewhere. I know, squirrel. Oh, and this I need to connect somehow. I don't really want to do that to this part, but maybe I don't really necessarily want to do that though. I need something that's not so thick. Something. This is not quite as thick. That might be. Ow! That didn't hurt. It just sounded like it hurt. Especially since my, oh no, it's right there. Okay. So what I want, I'm going to cut it in a second. So I want like I think a 3/4 inch. So I'm going to cut it at 1.5 inch. And I know this doesn't really involve the sewing so much, but anybody know which way we used to be? Cut it right on that line, or just above that line. There we go. And I will glue that on when I find my glue. That's how I'm going to connect those two pages, which is my center. And then, oh, maybe I'll use this right here for, I don't know, it's kind of dark. I need something lighter, brighter. Something too sparkly. Ooh, oh my goodness. I'm so sorry. What do we think? The pink stripes, is that too much, or is that, I think that'll work. Okay, I kind of want to have, the words go this way, of course they do. It's a little bit bent down here, but that's okay. I just want it on the side. So, I'm going to make a line, but I'm going to make it right above because I don't want, alright, so I want a line here and a line here, which I actually have a little space. I could go a little shorter than that. And then for height, no, width. We're going for width now. It'll be about this, which would be better for me to go a little bigger than smaller, so I make sure that I cover that whole thing, right? Did I do it right? Here's the test. Let's see if I did this right. I'm going to give myself a little leeway on this side. And double check here. All right. That blue line might have to show a little bit. No biggie. I know. I don't know which side I want it to go on. So, then I'll just, I don't know. What do we think? Does it look alright? What does it look like in front of the camera? Is the stripes weird? Do I need to do something else? The yellow too bright? Yeah, the yellow, well, it's not too bright. It's just not quite right. Other option, that's darker. That's another option. Could just do, I don't know. I've like used all my paper. Oh, I forgot about these papers. Right. Maybe you're all saying, yes, do that, do that. I don't know. Alright, so that's the first signature. And I still want to add some of this baby stuff in here. Maybe not the frog. I don't know. I kind of want to stick those in there somehow. Maybe in the next kind of section. Little Princess P. You want to cut off this bit though, or you might want to just fold it there. I do want to do a waterfall in here somewhere. You know what I'm talking about? See, it's too wide. Unless I do it sideways, and that's kind of weird. I don't know. Maybe I'll stick them in there in case she wants to use them. Don't know. But it's just baby stuff I have laying around. Look at that. We got the first signature done and didn't have to change the bobbin. I'm kind of shocked. It's almost gone. It's really close. Alright. I'm going to work on the other signatures. But that gives you... And if I find something that's like so cool that I have to show you as far as attaching pages, I will. But... you know, we've got this first signature pretty well set. Once I find my art glitter glue, I'll glue those down. Alright, I'll, don't know if I'll be back. If not, have a delightful day. If so, you'll see in a second. Okay, I'm back. I'm still working on the first signature. Because I glued these, even though I used art glitter glue, I glued these on magazine. Any of you know what to use on magazine besides, I'm going to assume, Fabri-Tac might work. And kind of where these are loosening up, I'm trying to get underneath with some fluid matte medium. And then I'm going to seal it with that as well. Hopefully. If not, then this page is a fail and I'll find another fun, unique page in here somewhere, hopefully. So, I don't know. I kind of like this. Oh, the idea of quilts is cozy, and I like that for a baby. Just cozy, happy, you know. Okay. I think I can see some of the, like this piece here, I think is also kind of like a magazine kind of a thing, maybe. I don't know. Anyway, after this dries, I'll let you know if it was successful or not. I used my blue pen to open it. Because where it says lift, it didn't want to lift. So, and of course, water dripped there, so that's probably in there forever. But that's okay, because we've got bunnies, and they might put a picture over it, so it's not that big a deal. But where I'm just sealing it on top seems to be helping. I mean, I'll know better when it dries. But like, I didn't seal underneath there, but that paper seems to be, and some of it's cardstock heavier, it's all different size papers. Why does that, I must have ink somewhere else on this table. I'm really like over coating it here. And then if you guys have any suggestions, when I put this, in order for this to fold right, I had to leave a space, and so I've got that issue going on there. So if anybody has any ideas, oh, and I just realized I could do the whole thing. All I have to do is open it. I'm real smart, don't you know? I'm gonna also seal the this part, which hopefully will strengthen it a bit too. Whoa, I forgot that's brand new, and I need to not tip it all the way towards me. It would have been a lot of glue all over everywhere. Hoping these will all stay down. Fingers crossed. I should play with it enough that I'll be able to see what happens with it. Oh, and I found my art glitter glue. See, I had put all these little hexagon pieces in a bag when I was working on them with my glue, because that makes sense, right? So I found it in the bag, and yes, it's a Dunkin' Donuts bag. I don't know if you can see that or not. So I'll let you know. I mean, if you know something that is like for sure a way that works to glue stuff onto magazine to get it to stay on the magazine, let me know. So we're trying this. You can see the pages that are regular paper and not cardstock. They're starting to wrinkle up a bit because I did do a little heavy duty coating on here. Not quite a boat coat, but I asked my dad. My dad told me what a boat coat was one time. It's just basically you do enough, certain amount of varnish and whatnot to seal it so water never gets in there. Now that has to dry. Now we have glue. And a messiness everywhere. Let's see. Is there anything here I don't care about? Right. That's going to go in the trash. And this is going to go in my water, which I need to go do something with. That's nasty. I go clean my water out of there. And I think I'm going to put lace. Okay, so I put this in my book. And it goes, I forgot, it goes as far out as these pages. So I will probably put some lace on this front just so that it's a little bit prettier before you open it. And I forgot to add in some pages for like writing and stuff. So there's that. And I don't know, what do you think about this page? Oh my goodness, this is my life. Put a little Fabri-Tac on here, I guess, from the other page. But I've got all this sewing. Do you think that's all right? Should I just leave it like it is? I could put a pocket on this side. I do have some more of that. Something. Anyway. Definitely could put a pocket. Oh, that's cute. I have things I could use for pockets. Like, for instance, like this could be a pocket. But then I also have papers that I could use for matting. Like, I almost think these would be cute if I just put them on there and then they could put a picture of the baby and the cover Peter with the picture of the baby. You know what I mean? It'd be already there. And then whatever size they wanted. But I want them to be able to put the pictures in as they want, the way they want. I don't know. I need suggestions. Or if I do like pocket, well, this doesn't work, but if I did like a pocket that's long enough to cover this and just leave it there, they could put a picture there. And I don't know. What should I just leave the sewing or should I cover it? Because I could even just take, you know, piece of paper. Could be tea-dyed paper. Could just be regular paper. And just kind of make it so that it will have like a frame of the stuff around it. I don't know. I could even just come in here and just cover that bit there, which would still have the frame of this around it, but would cover all that messy stitching. What do you think? This is why gluing them on wouldn't have been a bad idea, because then you wouldn't have all this stitching. But then some stitching is fun too. This is on with just the other glue, so I need to put some art glitter glue on that. But so yeah, add some stuff. Did you guys see this close up? the dream wasn't standing out, so I outlined it with some of the white gel pen, because it's the, and also when you do pink on that blue, it turns like that purple color. And this actually has some pink and some purple in it. And this is like a purpley color, but the pink I did, it doesn't even look pink. It's funny. They kind of look more purple, which is fine. I love this. Fancy that. Alright. So yeah, any suggestions? I was thinking about sticking that in there. But that's because I was thinking about moving that quilt one. But maybe I'll stick it in here. I do want some writing space in there. I don't know. I'll show you more. I have to find all those little pieces I had that were to go in here. You know what I mean? That will be like pockets and stuff. I don't know. See, the baby picture could go there, and they could write something here and put more pictures here. I don't know. You know how long it's been since I had a baby, and even when I had a baby, it was the second baby, and well, neither one of my babies got much in their baby book. But also, I don't want like the pressure of they did this by this time. If she wants to put when they had their first steps or their first toothpaste, she could put it in here wherever she wants. It doesn't have to go in order. Just memories. That's all I want this for. I need to calm myself down about it, I guess. Oh, and I just wanted to say thank you guys. You have been so encouraging with this project. Everyone has said such positive things, which is wonderful, because I've totally been doubting myself and doubting that this was even a good idea, that maybe it's just too random and too weird for such a thing. This is vintage lace. You know how I know? Because I was married 26 years ago, and that's when I bought it. Oops, I don't want to cover the bird, so I guess we'd have to. It's kind of long, isn't it? I mean, it would stick out a little bit, which wouldn't be a bad thing. Is it too much, though? Is it too big? I could come in a little bit. It would stick out. Hold on. Put the book all the way in. That would help. If I put the pages all the way in, it would stick out like that. So maybe I'll find something smaller. But maybe it will end up somewhere on the front. I had a million pieces of lace over here the other day. Do you think I can find them right now? I just don't even. I just don't even. Or I could be like, if I cut it off, I know. You're like, what? Don't cut it. What? Tina does. Why can't I? Or if I even just fold it over a little bit, just so that it's shorter. I just want it a little bit shorter, and it would still look cute if it was shorter like this. There are little flowers on there. They're really cute. I just want to take off like a ½ an inch off of that side. You know what I'm saying? And then it just comes out a little bit without being so, oh my goodness. Then it just comes out a little bit like that. Well, this way down. Well, also maybe use some lace that's not all crinkled up like that, but I don't know. I do want to use some of this somewhere. It'll get used somewhere. Because it's pretty and it's vintage. And it was from her aunt's wedding dress. It'll be fun. Alright. Oh, how am I going to do the cover on? Alright. I just wanted to say thank you. Again, thank you. Have a delightful day, everybody. I guess I'm done with this for today. And I'm going to upload this and either keep working on this first signature or move to the next signature or do something totally different. Because I do have... Oh, I got a soft brayer. I don't know where that went. It's around here somewhere. It's still in the box. It was by my feet, I think. And then I don't have a glass mat. Tim Holtz glass mat. But he was saying that this thing does so much different with the with the then glass with the inks and stuff. So I just got the replacement piece, not the whole glass mat, just the replacement piece, so that I can try doing some dies and stuff. So maybe I'll think about just doing a little fun with that. And I got to do that paper clip. Maybe I'll do the paper clip. We'll see. All right. Love you guys. Thank you so much for coming.
Okay.
What is that noise outside my window? Oh, it's the cat. It's inside my window. She's kneading her bed. Bye. For real this time.